still in the point of view of Grace. And as we said yesterday, Grace loves it at the Oasis. And we met another character who is a kid at the Oasis. Do you remember his name? Tyrell. Tyrell has a small problem. What's that?
He's spoiled, rich kid.
No, Jet is the spoiled rich kid. What about Tyrell? He's okay with the Oasis, except it makes him really...
Poor. Unhappy. Itchy.
Itchy. And he's got an older sister who doesn't have her phone, and she's in love with...
A boy she won't stop talking about.
And she won't stop talking about him.
But
Landon, yep.
The kid's allergic to
I try to put myself in her shoes. It must be tough for her to be at the Oasis where she can't call or FaceTime or even text. They write letters to each other, he supplies, disgusted, old school, like 3 a day. When we get to the bath, most of the kids are already in the water. Tyrell and I duck into the change booth to put on our swimsuits. The bath is an irregularly shaped pool nestled in a natural rock formation. It's a little tricky to get in, but at least the rocks are smooth so you can go barefoot. It's a shock when you first feel the water because it's so hot. I mean, not just hot tub hot, but a couple of notches above that hot. Magnus says the water is heated by magma far underground. Sometimes you get the feeling that if you dig around with your toe, you could burn it off because the magma must be right there. There's a cloud of steam over the bath, even on the hottest days. But once you get used to it, you'll experience total relaxation and a greater sense of well-being than you've ever known before. It's the perfect finishing touch to awakening, the cherry on top. Tyrell lets out a contented, as he sinks in right up to his neck. It's impossible to be itchy in the bath. All you feel is the tingle of the heated water on your skin. I like to pinch my nose and go all the way under. The sulfur in the water stings my eyes a little, but it's as good as a facial from a high-priced salon. I resurface and lie back against the rocks in near-perfect contentment. A raucous bellow jars me out of my thoughts. Cannonball! There's a sound of pounding feet, and a figure is airborne above the bath, blotting out the sun. Jet hits the water in the middle of everyone, scattering kids and raising a splash like a meteor strike. Wait for it, I tell myself. The scream comes almost immediately, ripped straight from the gut, an eruption of pure shock and anguish. Yeah! That's when we learn that Jet Baranoff can fly. He lifts out of the burning water like a submarine-launched missile and scrambles up onto the rocks, tumbling and pink all over. That guy, Matt Kit comes running. Jet, what happened? They tried to kill me, Jet howls. Whew! Matt gawks at his boss's son, who is crouched like a wounded animal in his soaked shorts and t-shirt. All the kids are laughing, including me. Especially me. It's 1 billion degrees in there. Jet whimpers. Why didn't anybody warn me? We thought you'd figure it out, I snicker. You know, from the sign that says hot spring? I need a doctor, Jet tells his companion. Tell the pilot to fire up the Gulf Stream, and we'll need a chopper stat to get me to Little Rock. Matt's patient. Are you finished? He asked. Get a grip. You're not dead. Everything's still attached. All these other kids are in the same water you were in, and none of them need medevac. The minute I get my phone back, Jet seethes, I'm telling Vlad you tried to boil me alive. I believe him. I can totally picture Jet getting a person fired just because he's embarrassed about making an idiot out of himself. But then Matt laughs in his face. All right, Michael Phelps, let's go back to the cottage and get you some dry clothes. Who's Michael Phelps? He's a swimmer. So he is making fun of him for, yeah. You can use my towel if you want, Tyrell offers. Jet stares at him. What is wrong with you? To the rest of us, he adds, you're all crazy. Before storming off, Matt hurrying behind him. I'm not laughing anymore. There's nothing funny about Jet Baranoff. Don't lend him your towel, I tell Tyrell. He wouldn't give us the skin off a grape, and we should return the favor. Come on, Grace, he replies. Haven't you ever had a hard time fitting in somewhere? The answer is yes. Obviously, we all have, which is another reason I appreciate the Oasis. This is where I fit in better than any place in the whole world. And I don't intend to let a spoiled rich kid from Silicon Valley ruin my time here.